mountain track with David Niven, probably the best known actor in Hollywood at the time. And behind me was David Niven's car, and behind David Niven's car was my car. We've got 2 cars and 2 blokes. I wish there was a photograph of that, but that, put that in the book. That was such a lovely thing. He's such a very, very nice man. He took us all to dinner. He arranged to have a meal somewhere across this lake, so we all had to get in boats. And we all went over and had a lovely meal. And coming back, one of the actors decided to go for a swim. He jumped over the side of the boat. Well, the boat crew had turned the boat round, and that was quite funny. He was fine. It was freezing cold, this water, but he decided to go for a swim. Silly devil.
Oh, so where was that you were filming again?
In Austria. We were up a mountain. It was about a displaced persons camp. It was called Before Winter Comes. Yeah, we were about 6 young soldiers there to guard the camp, and with David as the chief, the head man, the Major Burnside. I won't remember that. Major Burnside. Great fun to do. Great fun to do.
Have you? I'm assuming you've worked on other some memorable locations over the years as well.
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah. Not as no. Most locations have been maybe just in France or something, or mostly over here. But no, not really. Or other stuff I've done theatre. I've not done a lot of film work, to be quite honest with you. I did a movie with called Frenzy. I was directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Wow. Yeah. So I'm sure he remembers me. But that was quite interesting. Just a cough and spit in the film. But,
well, okay, we talked about Graham Harper's style of directing. How would you describe Hitchcock?
Difficult, really. He made a wonderful entrance. We were at Pinewood, and we were on the stage, and we were there early at about 7 o'clock in the morning, I think. And the scene that I was in was set in a pub, and we were all hanging around and waiting for my first day on the film. I was only on it for about 3 days. That's about it. And then the scene doors began to rise very slowly. And everyone sort of looked like that. And this Rolls Royce called up outside, and out got Mr. Hitchcock, Colin inside, and just said, then we started. He said, right, we'll start now. Sat down in his chair, and away we went. So it was a great entrance.
Not slightly intimidating at all.
No, not at all. No.
I get you nice and relaxed on set.
Yeah. I wasn't going to tell him I didn't want to move over there, and I thought it was a good idea if I went that way instead. Keep quiet, Colin.
Right, got more questions from the audience. Hello.
Hello, Keith.
Hello, Colin. You've worked with so many people, right? Is there anybody that you didn't get to work with that you wish you had?
Well, I suppose there must be millions, I suppose, really, Keith.
Anybody in particular?
No, I don't, not that I can think of. I've just worked with so many. Somebody sent me a clip the other day of me in a thing called Citizen James with Sid James. And Sid was lovely to work with. But I worked with Benny Hill I can't think really, Keith, but I just loved everyone. I've not got a bad word to say about anyone.
I was just asking if there was anybody you didn't work with that you wish you had.
As I said, I think there must be millions that I'd like to have worked with, I suppose.
So you worked with Benny Hill? Was that on one of his movies?
Yeah, no, one of his tellies.
One of his?
Yeah, I can't remember, that was so long ago. Yeah, loads of them.
I mean, Benny Hill was absolutely huge, wasn't
He was,
I mean, it's always easy to forget because in the 80s, sort of his style started to drop out of favour, really.
Yeah.
But he was so big.
Yeah.
One of the actors who made it all in America as well.
Yeah.
Did you have an ego to match that, or?
I really don't. It was such a long time ago, and I was still, learning the ropes as a young actor. And yeah, I just thought he was a nice guy. Rehearsals went well, and that's about all I can say. Yeah, he seemed really, really nice. Yeah. Yeah, and another person that people say was a bit strange, Peter Sellers, when I was doing the movie with Peter. He was a lovely man. I always loved his car, he had a lovely car. And he had a couple of nice wives as well. And
did you give him a lift on your Vespa?
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. Jump on the back, Rick.
Yes, absolutely.
But we played, he was a good guy, good fun. We played cricket during takes. We were filming in a field outside the studio, and we played a bit of cricket. And there's another young lad in it, another country boy, a great mate of mine, no longer with us, I'm afraid. He was a great singer and guitarist. He formed a group called the Small Faces with Stevie Marriott. Stevie no longer with us, but yeah, Steve did very well. Became a big pop star, and yeah, we just had such a good time on that movie. It was good. And Eric was on that, of course. Eric's side. So. Yes, my lovely.
What is your favourite role that you ever played, film or stage? And what role do you think if you could like to go back and revisit and maybe do in a different way?
The most favourite, I don't, it's very strange. I was at the Oxford Playhouse, and I don't know if anybody has ever heard of this play, but it is actually brilliant. It's called Little Malcolm and His Struggle Against the Ulics. It sounds very strange, but it's about four guys living together in a squat, and they're art students. And I played Clyde Merrison, an actor called Clyde Merrison. Clyde was in it. He played a character called Nipple. I played Wick, and it was just a brilliant play, and I've never seen it done again. And it was about a five-hander, and so we were there with a lot of dialogue, it was just brilliant. I'd love to do that again, and I would love to go back to the old Vic, because I think that I didn't appreciate the people that were there, and the actors there, and their stage presence, and I'd love to have been now and go back and read that and do that again. That would be rather nice. Although I'm not mad about Shakespeare. There's a couple of plays I do like, but yeah, and I was on tour with, I think it was with Irene Hand on this play again, and my agent phoned me. He said the old Vic want to see you, and to want to know if you want to do the world tour of Hamlet with Derek Jacobi. I thought, what would you like? So I popped along to the Vic, and I don't know what I did, some soliloquy or something, and but a week later my agent said, got it, you're doing it, mate. They want you to do the I said, oh, brilliant. And when I told my wife, and she said, no, she said, I don't want you to do it, you've been away on tour too long. And that's another story, but I turned it down. My agent had already booked, the first night was at Elsinore Castle in Denmark. And then we were going to China, we were going to first of what's the company in China to do the play. And a mate of mine was on, he said, we had such a good time. Thanks very much.
Rub it in.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, that was a great disappointment.
I'm just going to return to the world of Doctor Who.
Yes.
5 minutes left. Obviously you had a great on-screen rapport with Trevor Cooper.
Trev, yeah.
Had you worked with him prior to Doctor Who?
Yes. No, subsequently. I met Trevor, obviously, when we were doing Doctor Who. But then Graham Harper, we did a play for Graham Harper at lunchtime up in a little theatre upstairs in a pub. And it was called Schoolboy Blues. And he got a load of actors together to do it. It was great little play, about an hour and a half long. That was great fun to do. And it was... he was in that, Trevor, and also a lovely actor who plays Boise in Only Fools and Horses. He was in it, and we had a great time doing that. Yeah, so, but then again, of course, I see Trev at conventions and that sort of thing. So, yeah, he's a nice lad. See, I think everybody's nice.
Any last questions from the audience? One more from the audience.
Yes.
How good are you at line learning?
Oh dear. I used to be red hot. I just think as you get older, it just takes a little bit more time to get it in. I mean, some stuff I've learned, you know, every the other line was mine in a 2-hour play. I'm doing one with Charlie Drake. Oh, no. And we had a lovely actor called Richard Murdoch in it, really Dickie Murdoch, probably an old radio star years ago, you see. You're all far too young, you children in here today. He was very old, and he was starring Richard Murdoch. He was a big name in the 50s, and it was called The Happiest Days of Your Life. And he was dreadful. You go on stage with him and you come up with a line which is seen for, you know, about 6 pages ahead. You've got to go, it was a nightmare trying to get back and get him back and everything. But yeah, no, I think it takes me a little bit longer, but I used to be able to learn pages and pages of script very easily. Especially when I was a youngster, my mum used to say, "Are you supposed to be learning the script?" "I know it, Mum, I know." And then bugger off and play football, you know. So, yeah, but I think, yeah, it does take me a little bit longer now, yeah.
So how did you cope in a situation with an actor on stage who is all over the place?
I don't know. In a word, you just do it. It becomes instinctive. And but the very first time that when I was doing Great Expectations, there was a scene where I was playing cards with Estella, and that is described in Dickens in the book. It says Pip puts down an ace, and Estella puts down this, someone puts down. So it's actually showing what the game is and what cards were being played. And we rehearsed this, the cards were set, so we went to play the game. She gave them my half, and they were in sequence then, and we lovely rehearsal, come to do it, and I got my cards and I looked at them and they'd all been moved, so I'm going to shuffle them. And we went live, it was live television, and I could see the floor manager breaking into a sweat, thinking, what did we do here? But I suddenly realised that we couldn't go on, and I made up a line and I said, all my cards are playing this, I think you've won. And then we carried on. You know. That's the first time that I was put in that situation. Hey,
Very sharp.
hey, God, well, not much.
One last question.
Yes.
You mentioned your grandkids. If they came to you and told you they wanted to become an actor, a child actor, what would your advice be to them?
I wouldn't dissuade them. I don't know. My daughter once professed that because I still do quite a few voiceovers for commercials and narrations and things. And she said, "Oh, I'd like to become a voiceover." I said, "Yeah, that's fine, darling." But no, none of them have ever actually said, "Oh, I want to be an actor or an actress." And that's something else people can say. They're calling actresses actors now. I don't like that. Me and Fraser Hines, we've got on our high horse when people call female actresses actors. They're actresses. Anyway, but I don't think I'd dissuade them. I've had a good life. It's been very good to me. And yeah, I think that to give them a chance. But I think not at the age I started, maybe after they've done their education, maybe, I don't really know, but I would probably, we'd be able to give them some advice. But, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for giving us some of your time.
A pleasure.
Some great anecdotes.
Pleasure.
Some spectacular name dropping.
I know, I'm so sorry about that.
No, it was probably the most star-studied interview I've ever doing in a long time.
Yeah.
If you want to read more, of course, Autobiography is available,
Yeah.
Which I assume you'll be signing.
Absolutely.
But we expect to see a stampede towards the sales floor once we finish. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Colin Spaull.